bucket look nasty, but it ain't actually nasty. It's clean on the insides. No, it broke again. I just dropped and broke this thing. This is the second time that this has happened. This bucket is not tall enough to do a reading. I gotta go find something else to read in. Hi, welcome. I'm a mess. Today we are making a simple triple berry mead. What is so simple about this, you may ask? Got myself a triple berry frozen medley here. This is 2 pounds worth of berries. The plan here is to add these berries into primary fermentation. So right at the get-go, we're gonna have berries and our honey water. The honey that I'm using today is from Bert's Honey Farm. This is a blueberry honey. I have never had blueberry honey before. I've seen it mentioned in varying berry recipes, and I thought I would give it a shot. Now, I don't remember how much this ran me. I believe that I found these on Etsy. It might have just been like $20 for the 2 of these. It might have been closer to 30. Sounds about right. This is 4 pounds total. I think I'm gonna use all 4 pounds. To be honest. I might start off with like closer to 3, but I have noticed that usually you kind of end up using closer to 4 than 3 pounds of honey. Maybe like 3.5. So I'm gonna just kind of pour. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna pour it in. I am not very good at being exact, having exact measurements, so I'm just gonna kind of wing it. Okay, you did. Look, I broke my thing. It fell off, it flew off the table and it broke.
It's cheap plastic.
I know. All right, so I've got my handy dandy bucket here. This is a 2-gallon bucket. Never mind the outside looks nasty, but the inside is sanitized, so no worries there. I've got more or less a gallon of water in here. It's tough to say exactly how much you'll need because the berries it'll add a lot of sediment at the bottom, so you're going to lose some of this volume. So I'd say it's safer to go closer to a gallon and a full gallon of water than under that. Of course, the honey is gonna add quite a bit of volume. Just gonna start pouring it in. Oh, this pours out nice and easy. Like, look at this. Woo. So satisfying. Usually what I tend to do is I will warm up some water first and then I pour in the honey and melt it because it just stirs in so much easier that way. I did not do that this time. I used kind of cooler to room temperature water. The honey just all sunk to the bottom. I want to try this. What does this taste like? It's very clover honey-esque, but you do get like a berry note. All right, I'm gonna dump about half of this in, roundabouts. Again, I'm not being exact. A lot of people really like to be exact. You might get mad at me for not being more exact than I am, and I am sorry. So I'm gonna hang on to this honey to back sweeten with when the time comes. I need to stir this. It's gonna take a while. So you wanna stir until the honey is totally melded with the water. You also wanna aerate as best as you can. There are various aeration devices out there. I don't really have a lot of extra money to just spend on that kind of thing, so I don't. I just stir or shake. It is really difficult to shake in a bucket, so I just stir a lot. I don't know what to do because I need to use this. Of course, right when I go to film a video, I break my beaker thing. Wait a minute. I have a beaker thing. Wow, okay. So some of you know and some of you don't. I am a college kid once again. And with COVID, most classes are at home, so I have home lab kits. Well, my beaker makes a perfect gravity thingy. Woo! Aerating that must. I'm gonna take a gravity reading with my honey water. It's nice and cool. You want to make sure your honey water is not hot Otherwise that can mess up your reading. 1.086 roundabouts. That would probably normally be a bit higher, but I did put closer to a gallon of water in here. Generally, you would not be using a full gallon of water because of how much space the honey takes. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and add these. Oh, and this fruit medley, since I didn't say it, it's blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. I think I probably got this on sale for like $7.99 or something at Kroger. So this gravity is going to raise a little bit because of the sugars from the fruit. How much? I don't know. And it's kind of hard to calculate right now. Takes some time to extract all those sugars anyway. Today I'm gonna be using 71B. I already have a half packet here, so I'm gonna end up just dumping this in. And then I also have Fermented K. So this is a yeast nutrient. I know these frozen berries certainly have a lot of nutrients themselves. However, it is better for your yeast to have enough nutrient to be able to build a really healthy colony. You're gonna have a cleaner fermentation and a happier fermentation. It does make a difference in the end. So now, of course, you don't have to use Fermented K. There are other forms of yeast nutrient. There's like yeast hulls and stuff like that. So you're gonna use a teaspoon per gallon. Some people will step feed, so they'll split it into 3 different feedings over the course of a couple of days. I don't really like to worry about that. I kind of like to just add it and go. Is the rest of this? Yep, sure is. Boop, boop. Bye-bye. I'm gonna stir that in. I definitely should have warmed my water up first and I didn't. So the yeast will probably be a little bit slow getting going. All right, so I just poured the rest of that in there. My little 71B. Just gonna stir it in. Now I put this on. I do like these bubbler airlocks for fresh fermentations, because it's easier to watch and know what's happening. But it doesn't matter what you use, as long as it's an airlock of some kind. And that's it. It looks like we have quite a bit more than a gallon. It's like up to here. Probably more like a gallon and a half. So we'll see if we end up with excess. I'll probably leave this in here for maybe 3 weeks. People tend to leave fruit in between 2 weeks to about a month. You just want to make sure that you stir this. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna shake it and just kind of swish it around, probably twice a day for 3 days or so. And then I'll slow down to about once a day for maybe like 2 or 3 days after that. And then I just let it hang out. So the thing that you want to watch out for by having fruit in here is you want to make sure that they don't get mold on top. So that's why you don't want to leave fruit in for a very long time, because you just don't want to risk getting mold in your brew. Yeah, that's about it. Okay, thank you for joining me. I know today I didn't talk about my ingredients or history or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to throw out a simple thing to make for all of you, because I do know that I've got some new brewers or budding brewers who watch my videos, which is really exciting. I'm very excited for you all to get started on your journey. This is a fun thing that you can do instead of just a traditional. Go ahead and start with a fruit mead, why not? The main thing that I would recommend, because that's where I started, was fruit meads, but I kind of went wrong in what I did. So I would recommend getting either D47 or 71B. EC1118 is a champagne yeast, and it's made to have a very, very high alcohol tolerance. So if you don't want a dry mead, now if you want dry, that is the way to go. But if you don't want a dry mead, if you do want to end up with something semi-sweet or sweet, I would go for 71B or D47. If you're going kind of the natural route, those are nice because they will cap out at anywhere between 14 and like 16 to 17%. D47 for me like always goes above and beyond what it should. But then after that you can back sweeten. So that's the second place I went wrong, really, is not having enough honey and not enough fruit, really. So you want to make sure that you have enough flavor, enough fruit. You don't want to skimp on fruit or honey. If you're trying to save money, you can add table sugar, or brown sugar. As long as honey is the largest quantity of sugars, then it will be considered a mead. I think that's it. Just make sure you sanitize and then you should be okay. Again, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate it. Please let me know if you are making something what you're making, give me the deets, and I will see you next time. Bye.